Hello everybody, Slim Bowser here, and welcome to the final Super Mario Party playthrough, or should I say, Super Bowser Party playthrough of 2021. Let's do this.
Hey everybody, SlimKirby here, and welcome to, as Slim Bowser just so brilliantly explained, the final Super Mario Party board playthrough of the year. We're going to be doing one more board playthrough of this game, and with this playthrough I'm actually going to be testing out the online feature. Now, we already did the online feature with the Mario-thon. That was the first bit of online content that this game had. But in earlier this year, 2021, Nintendo actually released an update for this game, which actually allowed people to play the normal party mode, partner party mode, and the minigame mode online, which I thought was pretty cool. It was totally unexpected. Everyone thought that Nintendo was just done with this game. And sure enough, out of nowhere, before Mario Party Superstars came out, they basically announced this, an online mode of the Mario Party mode and the Partner Party mode, and I was pretty pumped. I honestly had not played this game at all since the year it came out, which was like 2 years ago, almost 2.5 years ago now, and I had no real strong inclination to go back to it. I thought it was a fine game. I enjoyed playing it, but I don't know, it just didn't really have the same lasting appeal, and I honestly felt like online play would actually be a good way to kind of spice it up a bit and at least get people interested in playing this game again. And sure enough, that did actually happen. I wouldn't say that the strength was really that strong. I'm sure some people probably came back to it in preparation for the hype that was Mario Party Superstars later this year. But still, it did get a lot more playtime from me, and it got a lot more playtime from others as well, so I'm really happy for it. I'm glad that this game actually got something else in the tank, because I think this is a very underrated Mario Party game. So as you can see, I'm actually playing a round of Partner Party with my good friend Lady Bowser, also known as Bowsergirl, Bowser 2 Queen. She goes by a couple of different names here and there. But she and I have actually played this game a lot, and we really, really enjoy the Partner Party mode in particular. We really enjoy the strategic nature of the Partner Party, how, you essentially come together to not only dominate in the minigames, but even on the boards themselves. You can kind of strategically roam around the boards. You can have one player kind of going around a certain section to collect items or coins and get partners, while the other player can make progress towards the star. It's really unique with how you can actually strategically get around this board. And I feel like this board in particular is actually a really good board to highlight that. This is a board that she and I actually play a lot because, again, it's one of the biggest boards, at least in terms of like the sections and whatnot. And it's pretty cool how you can kind of split up your movements to kind of cover as much ground as possible. And I also feel like we didn't really get a good look at that when I played this board the first time, so I figured that this would be a good board to play again. I am playing as Bowser. Bowsergirl is playing as Pom Pom. She also loves playing as Bowser, but she wanted me to play as Bowser in this playthrough, so I decided to go ahead and be the King of Koopas, and I suggested Pom Pom. Actually, I think she was the one that suggested Pom Pom, because she was a character I was thinking about playing as. And she was like, oh, you know what, I'll give her a shot. And I think it actually worked out pretty well. I think this is a pretty decent combo where, Bowser, you have his awesome dice block, but you also have Pom Pom, who also has a very good average dice block. You're pretty much guaranteed at least a 3. In most cases. You can still get that 0, but in most cases, you can get a 3, so you'll be guaranteed at least to go a few spaces every single time. We're going to start out with a normal roll on my end, with a 3 roll for Pom Pom. This will assure that she gets up to the second level, so she can make a push for the star. I'm going to go over here and grab an item. And that's actually a very good item to get too, because in case I need to go to the bottom right-hand part of the screen, I'll actually have that for movement. And yeah, she gets taken up there, and that's a pretty good first turn. Although I feel like I said in the playthrough that whoever goes first in this board does have a distinct advantage, because not only will they be the first one up to the top level, but they'll also be closer to the event square as well. So yeah, they kind of have that going. We kind of had that going for us. And the computer players obviously have a Peach and a Daisy. Honestly, a pretty competent duo. They both have really good dice blocks. And the AI specifically, I swear, there's got to be something in the coding where I feel like AI are more than likely going to get the matching bonus. Because seriously, like, they get the matching bonus a lot. It's insane how good their dice rolls can get sometimes. So we kind of have that working against us, but we'll see what we can do. I think we can take them. Even though that, even though the AI, you know, they are AI, they don't have a difficulty associated with them. But still, the AI are more than capable of getting like really good dice rolls, and they'll have lucky events happen to them all the time. So, you know, they're not going to be disadvantaged just because they kind of have like a normal, not preset difficulty level, so to speak. So, they'll still give us a challenge, even though I think that overall we have the advantage. I think they'll still essentially give us a challenge here. Also, yeah, we're playing Toe the Line. I actually made a little bit of a mistake right there. Kind of had a bit of a brain fart, I guess you could say. But this is a game that we both really enjoy. I think there is actually a lot of strategic elements that come into that game, because you obviously need to kind of work in tandem to make the right pattern and whatnot. And it can be kind of difficult because some players don't think about it like so abstractly, so they kind of get caught and going the wrong way, and they kind of go around a peg they shouldn't go around, and then there's a huge mess they have to undo. It can be pretty crazy when you're playing this with other people, but me and Bowsergirl have a good handle on how to do that game pretty fast. I just kind of had a little bit of a brain fart right there, as I said, so that kind of messed me up, but for the most part, we still got it. So for our second roll here, let's go ahead, and I think for this one, I want to say that I went ahead and just used my normal dice block again, because we're not too far from the star. Or, actually, did I? Maybe I used my, yeah, okay, I used normal, just to make sure that, like, she wouldn't get screwed over, because if she used her dice block and got, like, a 3, then she wouldn't have not made it to the star, potentially, so that's why I went ahead and did that. We got her the odd number roll, which did give her the star. I decided to collect a few coins, and basically at this point I'm just trying to look around for spaces I can land on. That's one thing you want to really try to do as you're going through these playthroughs, is you want to try to find specific spaces to land on. You don't want to land on a blank space unless you know there's a hidden block there. So unfortunately, due to where I am, I mean, I probably could have like ignored those coins, but I think I ultimately decided that, you know, I didn't want the computer players to get those coins either. So what I end up doing is I end up going down there to not only grab the coins, but also see if I can maybe run into a hidden block shake as well, which obviously doesn't happen. Bowsergirl ends up grabbing Koopa Troopa. She's going to have a partner to kind of work around this part of the board. And one thing that does kind of hurt us a bit in the early game is me not having a partner. Because I feel like if there's one character, if you have a team with Bowser, Bowser is probably the one who needs allies, at least at first. Because if he's going to be using his dice block for movement, you know, you want to make sure that he doesn't get like weighed down too much by his dice block if he gets a 0, for example. So you want to make sure you have like some allies to at least kind of keep him moving in the right direction. But it ends up not hurting us too bad here. I think there's really just like one turn where it just kind of messes us up a little bit, which isn't too bad. And Toadette decides to move on the far right side of the board on the bottom row. So we're going to need to get all the way over there. Thankfully, as far as like who's closest to it, it's really kind of hard to say because on the one hand, I feel like Bowsergirl's a bit closer to it on the top, but Daisy's a little bit closer to it on the bottom, and they actually get a pretty good roll too, so Daisy's going to have a bit of a head start to getting there, and I'm pretty much going to need my dice roll if I want to actually, you know, get over there and not be behind Daisy too much. Also, Peach goes ahead and raises the toll to the thwomp. The computer players really love doing that. I don't know why. They just, like, really want to make you pay money, but that ends up hurting them more, too, as a result, because they also have to pay if they want to go back to the other side. So, you know, that's something that they're going to have to... I'm just laughing at her spinning right now. We like to mess around on the preparation screens while we're waiting for the minigame to start. But yeah, we just try to do our best to like get around the thwomp tolls, and we usually have more coins anyway, so it doesn't usually end up harming us too much. This game is pretty self-explanatory. Have one person go to the far side to potentially grab the ingredient on the farther side in case it shows up. That's really the best strategy to utilize in this game. That way, you know, you're prepared to bring it back all the way, and you don't have to make like too long of an extra trip and whatnot. One thing that I did want to kind of talk about a little bit, since obviously I'll be commenting on the game as we're going through it, but I did ask not only Bowsergirl, but I also asked some of you guys to potentially bring up some Mario Party topics, or maybe more specifically Super Mario Party topics, but that'll kind of correlate to other Mario Party topics as well. Just to kind of have some things to talk about during this playthrough. We do have like an hour and 15-minute board here, so it will take a bit of time to get through. But when I'm not commenting on the game, I'll try to bring up those topics of conversation, then we'll go over them. But before I do that, I guess I should also just kind of go over some of the basics for how this online mode works. Basically, you can play, like I said before, the regular Mario Party mode. You can play Partner Party, and you can just pick random minigames to play in the minigame mode. That's the extent of how the online mode works. And basically, all you do is, you know, you start a game. You can choose whether to join a random game, or you can create a game that people can join. You can also make it a private game where you need to have a passcode to enter. You can also invite your Switch friends to the game as well if they have the game and they want to play. It's pretty simple. You just, you know, make a party, you join the party, and then you can, you know, play whatever mode you want to play pretty much. In terms of, this is a very specific and weird quirk of this game, but you actually, if you have two people playing on the same console, you can only join other people who are also playing on the same console. So, if you have two people playing on the same console, the only people that can join them are two other people on the same console. You can't have two people on the same console and then one person from another console and then one person from a third console, which is really, really weird. It's very weird design. I don't know why they actually did that, but just a quirk that you should be familiar with before you actually play this game. So yeah, right here I decided to go ahead and use not only the gold mushroom, but also my dice block, and that was a huge help. That's going to allow me to basically make it to the right side of the board. It's going to give me a chance at getting Waluigi, which I'm not a big fan of Waluigi, but his dice block is good enough, and we can use that to at least give Bowser some more movement. The only thing I have to do is have to make sure that I actually get through the thwomp. And another thing we'll have to do is we'll need to actually raise the price of the thwomp as well, because if we do that, that's going to actually assure that they're not going to be able to make it over to my side. Now, I don't want to spend too many of my coins, because obviously I'm still trying to save up for the star, but I at least thought that, you know, if I'm going to go over here, then I should at least do something to hinder the other players. So I raise it 5 coins, which is not too much, I guess, but I could have probably raised it a little bit more. to prevent Daisy from getting over here. But I don't have a lot of confidence that Daisy's going to be able to move too far over there, so I'm not really worried about increasing it too much. But maybe I would have, like, if I was thinking a little more, maybe I would have put a few more coins on the table, because I knew that Bowsergirl was going to get some more coins, and she'd actually have a chance to get some of these other coins up here as well. We also saw Goomba up there. We did not see Goomba when we first were looking at the board, because Goomba's kind of like almost perfectly hidden behind Chain Chomp's gate, which is kind of funny. So yeah, they end up rolling pretty far, considering Daisy does go all the way over here. But then she does something kind of questionable. She raises the price to 10 coins. She's going to get like 1 coin right here for jumping on me, but still, like, I found that really weird that she increased the price like that. And then Peach is going to land on the special event, so she's actually pretty close to where the star is, unfortunately. And not only that, Wario is also in the area too, and Wario is actually a really good ally to have, as I've talked about during the playthrough. So that unfortunately did hinder us a little bit there, that they got a good roll like that. But you know, you just take what you can get sometimes. You know, we'll at least be guaranteed Waluigi for the most part. But unfortunately, the enemy team also got a really good roll as well. So as you can see, we're not doing a 2 versus 2 game. We're actually doing a 4-player game, or a battle royale, free-for-all, whatever you want to call them. For these games and Partner Party, I think I went over this in the main part of the playthrough, but as long as one of your team members win, like, you'll get points. So even though I beat Bowsergirl here, it didn't really matter much. We both get basically the reward for winning, because, you know, we won. So that's good for us. And another thing that's worth mentioning, whenever you play online, games that have like a new record feature, your records do not get saved online for some reason. And they do in like Mario Party Superstars, but in this game, I guess they want you to earn like records in real time. Maybe Nintendo's kind of convinced that online mode's kind of cheating, I guess, but again, that makes no sense considering they allow that kind of stuff for Mario Party Superstars. And it's actually been a good, fun aspect of Mario Party Superstars, grinding out, getting new records for certain minigames. Heck, even with me and Bowsergirl, for example, she and I actually have a really good time on Sky Pilots for Mario Party Superstars. We're in the top 50, or at least we were in the top 50 the last we checked. It was like, we were 32nd place, which is just shy of getting on the top 30, which it actually shows like the top 30, like before it like cuts off, and it's like, nope, here's your ranking, but you don't really get to see the people around you. So we're trying to make it to the top 30, but it's getting to the point where getting a new record is really, really hard, because you have to be like perfectly optimal, which is not always the case. So right here, we get a 9, which isn't too bad. Allows us to get Waluigi, but unfortunately, we can't really make too much progress to the Star or Wario. Unfortunately, Peach is going to have a bit of a head start to that. So Bowsergirl plants her move. She's going to grab Goomba while she's up here. She's just looking for other ways to get around. I think at this point I was like telling her, well, since you can't get down here, you might as well try to get an item, or at the very least double back to where the thwomp is in case the next star goes on the other side. So I just try to tell her to look for an item that she can potentially get or land on. Meanwhile, I'm going to try to take as many coins as I can from Peach and Daisy. Not that it's going to really amount to much, because there's obviously those 6 coins in front of the star. But I get Waluigi, I get the ally. Bowsergirl gets another ally of her own. Of course you have a good feeling about Pom Pom. She's one of Bowser's minions as well, so it's kind of nice that we have, like, mostly enemy characters or antagonist characters, because Waluigi's kind of an antagonist. It's kind of great that it's like, you know, we're the antagonist team, and we're facing off against the Daisy and Peach, the well, the damsel in distress and the damsel that's not usually in distress. Yeah, Daisy's been kidnapped once before too, but I'm not going to give her a lot of crap for it because she was kidnapped by aliens. No one can expect aliens. At this point, Peach should expect Bowser to try to kidnap her, so, you know, she should be more prepared and shouldn't get kidnapped as much as she does. But Daisy, like, she got kidnapped by aliens once, and that's the only time she's been kidnapped. Literally an otherworldly species kidnapped her. So, as we saw, they rolled high. Peach got all those coins. Peach got Wario. But she didn't get the star. And that's what's great. So I do have a chance to get that star next turn. As we do get Toe the Line again. This is I think an issue with Super Mario Party. I love the game, but repeat minigames happen way too much. Like, we literally played Toe the Line 2 turns ago. Why are we playing it again? And it's not even a case of there not being, like, enough minigames, because I feel like Mario Party Superstars does a really good job of making sure you don't get repeats. If you have a long game, you might get repeats, yeah, but, like, I feel like in, like, a 10-15 turn game, you're not going to have any repeats. And I feel like they could easily do it where they could program it so if there's a minigame you've played, like, just don't have that be selectable until all the other minigames have been played. The roulette will just predetermine what the minigame is going to be. Like, that's the way it should be. I don't know why they don't do that, because having a repeat minigame 2 turns from the last time you played it is a bit ridiculous. It makes sense in, like, Mario Party 7 when you'd get, like, the Bowser game roulette. Because, like, there's only 3 Bowser games. Like, you have a 1/3 chance of getting the same minigame again. That's not too bad, but it's a much lower percentage in this case, so... Again, I have no idea why they did it that way. It's very, very strange how you get repeats so often here. So right here, we're just trying to think about what we want to do. I think we're just kind of discussing the fact that, well, okay, if I get the roll and get the star, that's great. If I don't, those 2 are likely going to get it. They have 2 rolls. They're going to pretty much land on it if we don't get it. So, I'm basically just saying, if I don't get it, I'm probably going to be going back the other way, maybe land on the item or something, go to the item shop. And then I think I'm also telling Bowsergirl that, you know, this star is a lost cause, I mean, at least for you, so you kind of stay in this area, get some coins, get some items, and I'll see what I can do, and then we can basically see where the next star is going to go. So I think she actually decides to go to the other side. This is a minor mistake. I wouldn't say it's a mistake, because it could have easily been, like, the original star location, or it could have been the star location at the top of the temple where the capsule machine is. It actually ends up being, like, it's still on the top level, but it ends up being, like, on the right side still, so that kind of messes us up a little bit, and we have to keep paying that flaunt price, but it's okay. We were using our best judgment, and it just ended up not working. And sometimes that happens in Mario Party. So yeah, we got our second star. Feels pretty good, especially after, you know, Peach obviously grabbed the Wario and got a really good ally on her side. And, you know, they've been rolling very well, like, for the last 3 turns, which is pretty ridiculous. I mean, we've had some pretty good rolls as well. I'd still argue that even though we had that one really great roll, they've still overall had more and better rolls themselves. But that's just getting into very, very thin specifics. So yeah, as you can see, the star moved right there. That was a bit of a misplay, but not by much. Because, I mean, at the very least, you know, she can just double back and get it. What we don't expect here is Peach is obviously going to use Wario's dice block, because why wouldn't she? They're going to get an odd and even respectively, and guess what? That allows both of them to land on the event square. So now they're both going to be essentially going for that star. And they have a hidden block on top of that, so they can get potentially enough coins to, you know, get 2 stars if they're lucky, which is really ridiculous. And they're even going to make things worse by jumping on my head. Dang it, Peach. You always know how to make me angry. That's for sure. So yeah, they're going to make a play for that star. Bowsergirl is going to see if she can get that star herself. And in the meantime, we'll play a minigame. We'll play Lit Potato. So, a team minigame in the sense of, like, you know, you and your allies participate. And it's kind of weird. Like, I'm not a fan of this game. This is probably one of my least favorite minigames in Super Mario Party. But even though, like, we have more team members, you almost have to look at it like, well, we can also lose more team members with one unlucky throw. And unfortunately, Waluigi, despite being on our team, manages to screw over Bowsergirl, so it's literally just me and her Goomba taking on the rest of this team. And now it's literally me taking on Peach and Wario. So it's 2-on-1. And I don't like those odds. But I decide to give it my best. Wario explodes. It is just me and Peach. And this is the matchup that me and Bowsergirl have always been waited for. We love Bowser. We both hate Peach. We were hoping that this would be the battle to end all battles, and sure enough it is. Bowser wins, Peach explodes, and we get the minigame coins.
Winners!
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I was really happy to get that minigame win, because I don't like Peach. Bowsergirl also really, really dislikes Peach. She hates the way that Peach has treated Bowser over the years, and honestly, I don't blame her. She's been quite cold and mean to him, and that's not cool.